talk a lot on this channel about things in Digimon that we wish were explored more, existing elements that have either been forgotten or just need further elaboration. But what about Digimon that should exist? Digimon where existing Digimon or lore points throughout the franchise points to their existence and yet they are nowhere to be seen. That's right, break out your milk cartons and get your wanted posters, because on today's video I'll be exploring my top 10 missing Digimon. What is up everybody, welcome back to another video, and listen, I've said this before, you guys know I hate doing the whole YouTuber thing, but just over half of my viewers are not subscribed. If you're watching the videos, click subscribe, like the video, ring the bell. You can always undo it in the future, it's free. If you hate me in 2 months time, I get it, you can unsubscribe. But I'm gonna try and give you content that hopefully is good enough that you'll stay. Anyway, let's talk missing Digimon. The definition of missing Digimon I'm using here sweeps a swathe of different criteria. From Digimon species who are implied to exist to Digimon we know were created but for some reason have never manifested. It'll make more sense as we go on. And without further ado, let's begin with number 10 and our first missing Digimon. Or should I say, Digimon. A joke doesn't really work because Digimon is the plural of Digimon, so anyway, the point is it's multiple Digimon is what I'm trying to say. And that is Digimon similar to the inspiration to this list, Balukimon. You see, for a good few years there, we only had Skull Balukimon, but no Balukimon. The trend set by Skull Greymon and Skull Mammothmon dictates that Skull Balukimon should have begat Balukimon, and eventually it did. But that is far from the only Digimon that implies another exists. We have Skull Satamon, so where is Satamon? Flamedramon, Birdramon, and others of the Dramon species, but where is Dramon? Okay, maybe that one's a little bit extra. Supporters on my Discord also pointed out Magna Kidmon, implying Kidmon, Dino Tigermon, implying Tigermon, Dino Humon, and Humon. I really love the idea of Humon, it's just a guy.
What's better than this? Guys being dudes.
Some of these, I will admit, are more funny observances than outright missing Digimon. For example, Draymon is demonstrated to be a species name, so there's not necessarily a Draymon Digimon out there, but I definitely think that there should be a Beemon. Why is there not a Beemon yet? And Satamon is another one that I think definitely should exist. If Balukimon can exist, so can Satamon. Next is something I am calling Lucemon Deus Mode. Lucemon Fall Down Mode reference book listing makes reference to it having two halves, one full of love and one full of destruction, while even the rookie form is inferred to be evil or at least partaking in a Satan-esque rebellion, hence why its evolutions have names referencing Satan's rebellion and fall from heaven, Fall Down and Satan. But as I said, it's made clear that Lucemon is also capable of love and compassion and light. It is ultimately an angel, and so I just really love to see what a good Lucemon might look like. Now sure, you may sneer and say, well that's just the Angemon line, but no! It's not like other creatures and species aren't represented by multiple Digimon, like how many dog and dragon Digimon do we have? I think there's room for at least one more angel in the pantheon. I'd really love to see a Lucemon God mode or Deus mode for the sake of not offending people's sensibilities that fully leans into the light. And then I want to talk about the missing conventional evolutions for Digimon Cross Wars. Obviously Digicross is the whole gimmick of Cross Wars, and in the anime, solo evolution fully took the backseat for Digicross, with Shoutmon fusing with other Digimon like Ballistamon, Darulumon, Shibikmon, a ton more, as well as all kinds of other Digimon fusing and forming all sorts of forms. But this status quo was disrupted by the Digimon Cross Wars manga, where we saw Ballistamon digivolve to Atla Ballistamon and Darulumon digivolve to Jaeger Darulumon. Now this could have been forgiven as a manga exclusive quirk, the manga are often kind of out there a little bit, but in the recent Digimon Vital Bracelet dim cards, New Metal Empire and True Shadow Howl respectively, we once again saw Ballistamon digivolve to Atla Ballistamon and Darulumon digivolve to Jaeger Darulumon. This to me now indicates that Bandai now and going forward are embracing conventional evolutions for the Cross Wars partners. I'd also be really interested in seeing more conventional evolutions for Shoutmon too. Things like DX and King missing are kind of treated as evolutions in other media, but like a full through line, much like Gumdramon got in the Cross Wars sequel, would be really interesting. And now, I'm not saying that Cross Wars needs to like forget about Digicross or anything like that, but I just think it would be nice to be able to use these Digimon more often in things like the Digimon VB without feeling like they were shackled to the rules of Digimon Cross Wars. So while I'm perfectly fine with Shatmon becoming its Digicross forms without other Digimon, like I don't care that much, I would still like to see more Evos for it, and definitely because we do have Jaeger Darulamon and Atla Ballistamon, they're next stages too. Number 7 contains spoilers for Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna. You can click along the timeline of the video or the timestamp in the description to skip this if you want to remain unspoiled, because we are talking about spoilers pertaining to Morphamon and its evolutions. Okay, and that is that I believe we are missing Morphamon's true Champion, Ultimate, and Mega. I touched on this in my proper Digivolutions video, but I am nearly certain that Eosmon is not the intended Digivolution of Morphamon. It's made very clear in the movie that Menoa made Eosmon using Morphamon's remnant data after its demise. As such, while we do have Digimon that would fit for it, Pupimon and Pororamon would be great babies and in trainings, and Hoodymon would be an okay champion, I absolutely think one day we need to see Morphamon's proper evolution line. I especially like this comment on one of my videos where they say Morphamon's evolution could use all different butterfly names. Champion Papiomon, Ultimate High Morphamon, and Mega Emperor Morphamon. We have so few butterfly Digimon as it is. I gotta see that full Morphamon line one day. Number 6 is a bit of self-indulgence. Recently I talked about the double armor Digivolution theory in Digimon Adventure 02. Card is on screen now if you didn't watch it before, but make sure you come back to this video, it's a treat, I promise. And I just can't stop thinking about these potential missing double armors and missing evos in general for 02. I want to see Hawkmon and Armadillomon Sagittariumon equivalent, but also want to see original intended Ultimates and Megas for all of them that don't require Jogress. 02 explored so much and yet somehow also explored so little. I'm perfectly content with Paildramon, Shakuamon, and Sylphimon, but I'd also like to see designs that don't take elements from the Jogress partner. We have plenty of examples of them being used as conventional Digivolutions outside of Jogress, but that's more of a kind of, well, we've already got it may as well. So I would definitely like to see, of course, the double armor evolution theory come to life, but also just conventional Ultimates and Megas, and I do believe they are missing. Plus, while we're at it, I'd like to see those jokey audio drama original adventure partner armors too. Next was initially a bit of a joke, but the more I thought about it, it actually made sense, and that is, where are the rest of the ancient Digimon's modern equivalents? Ancient Greymon has Greymon, Ancient Garurumon has Garurumon, Ancient Volcamon has Volcamon, Ancient Mimimon has Mimimon, and Ancient Wisemon has Wisemon. But Ancient Irismon, Ancient Sphinxmon, Ancient Troyamon, Ancient Beatmon, and Ancient Megatheriumon have no modern or non-ancient namesake. Obviously, all of them tie into the Digimon Frontier spirits, but that's not what we're talking about. By all rights, we should have an Irismon, Sphinxmon, Troyamon. Okay, I get that Ancient Troyamon is a joke on Ancient Troy, but still! And Megatheriumon, which I would really love to see because Megatherium itself is an extinct species of giant sloth, and that would be a dope Digimon concept. And if you, these talented fan artists in my audience, have already drawn these concepts, please do let me know in my Discord in the description or on Twitter at @Karn_EX. I could probably forgive Ancient Greymon and Ancient Garurumon and not think that the other ancient modern Digimon were missing, but because we do have Ancient Wisemon, Volcamon, etc., and they have modern equivalents outside of kind of adventure baiting, this to me indicates we really should have modern versions of the rest of the ancient Digimon too, and as such, I class them as missing. And continuing the Frontier trend, number 4 is the other missing rookie Digimon from Digimon Frontier. I made a video where I used existing rookie Digimon to fill in the gaps on that, but if we're honest with ourselves, these should really be fully custom Digimon like Flamon and Strabimon, who are said to be half-beast, half-man forms created when their champion's form's power was halved. As such, each Frontier Spirit Digimon should theoretically have a depowered rookie form. And while things like Tinkermon for Fairymon and Kokabuterimon for Blitzmon work really well, I still think we need to see the proper missing rookies for Digimon Frontier. Next are official Digimon from Bandai or other official sources who for one reason or another were just never released. Some of these include Kaminarimon, the Lightning Lantern Digimon, who is referenced or almost included in media such as Digimon World and Digimon Frontier CD dramas, but was never released, to Woodymon, a Digimon designed by Woody Takabayashi, taking its design influence from Woody from Toy Story, and even the missing Digimon like Fushimon from the unreleased Digimon Frontier sequel, Digimon Legendary Skies. A video topic you could consider missing from this channel. I will get to it one day, maybe I'm as bad as Bandai. But speaking of missing official Digimon, number 2 is the missing Appmon that were programmed into the Apply Drive toy but never saw the light of day. I included these as their own listing because their reason for going missing is more unique. I personally find them more interesting, and I know if I mixed Appmon with regular Digimon, someone in my comments would get mad at me because it's a spin-off, it doesn't count. That being said, I find it fascinating that the Apply Drive toy included names of Appmon who never came to surface, including the festive Santamon, Gugumon, whose name comes from Google, which I would have loved to have seen. Imagine if Appmon actually got to use more apps based on real apps and websites rather than the kind of proxies they use in the show. It would have been a crazy season. If they could have gotten all those licenses, it might have actually done better. As well as Supermon, Speciamon, and then V-Jumpmon and Jump Plusmon. V-Jumpmon is named obviously after V-Jump, the magazine where many Digimon manga were published, including V-Tamer and the Appmon manga, and Jump Plusmon comes from Shonen Jump Plus, an online manga site that Digimon has worked with a lot. These last two would have most likely been special magazine giveaway Appmons. It's a very common thing to do in Japan. Digimon, tokusatsu shows often have special versions of the gimmicks given away in the magazine, though they're not always like super original because obviously not every kid can get them, so I do wonder if V-Jumpmon and Jump Plusmon might have been recolors of existing Digimon like Gatchmon. Either way, I've said this before, and ramping up into the holiday season, we are desperately in need of more Christmassy and holiday themed Digimon, so I need to see Sansamon one day. And number 1 is the unreleased competition Digimon. Yeah, if you think Bandai, Toei, or whoever else gets to design Digimon, not releasing them is bad enough, spare a thought for the poor Japanese kids who entered into official contests to get their Digimon designs made, and they won. And then they saw other original design competition Digimon like Cybergermon go on to have incredible appearances in the Digimon franchise, be a prominent partner in Digimon Tamers. And then you're the kid whose design won but was never used. Designs like Holy Digitamamon, Technodramon, and Generamon were left with only the pixel art from the competition ever being shown. Other competition Digimon like Earthdramon, which was intended to complete the trio of Seedramon and Airdramon, haven't even had their pixel art shown to the public. I don't know, I just feel so bad for these kids who are literal competition winners, who other people in the same competition have had their Digimon go on to great successes and they're just forgotten about. I just think it's about time Bandai went back to their unreleased Digimon and made up for lost time with these designs and the probably middle-aged adults now who made them as kids and gave them their day in the sun. Also because Holy Digitamamon is a really fun concept and I want one of my Digimon VB. And that's the video. Thank you for liking and subscribing if you got this far, it does mean the world. And remember, these are just my personal picks and far from definitive and definitely not objective. As such, please do let me know in the comments down below which Digimon you believe are missing, or if you agree with some on this list. Give me more examples, especially Digimon that weren't released or Digimon whose names imply other Digimon. That's really fun. Thank you all so much for watching. The next videos you will see are going to be the beginning of Khan's 12 videos of Christmas. You thought theme months were over? Nah, mate. 12 videos throughout December celebrating Digimon, the holidays, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But before all that, and before this video ends, let's thank my channel members, the phenomenal sovereigns Andrew Sobel and ZDK14. Andrew didn't get me a message for this video, but I'll get a message off him for the next one. ZDK wants me to say, like and subscribe or Dakugamon will crawl on your face. I like that one. The amazing Dava, Knight 12, thank you for being a Dava and holding it down, Knight. And my Digidestined, including new Digidestined, NVBBX, and Dresden Nova, thank you guys. As well as CG Law, Metallic Pool, NQG420, Rule Lima, Triple D, Super Embro, Anthony Bontomasi, Reese Williams, Sad Uncle Callum, and Crimson Dragon Slayer. So many Digidestined now I have to read them off rather than memorizing them. Thank you guys. And the Tamers, Theo Navarro, Super Janako Show YT, The Blessed Rain, Sam Mallow, Salmon Slayers, Seven Wolves Rule, Car Ghosty, Erin Harpy, and Mike McNulty. Thank thank you Tamers. And we're going to start once a month thanking everyone in the Karn Club as well, so if you're not already a member, now is a great time to join for early access video, behind the scenes stuff, a role in the Discord and exclusive channels, and of course early access to all my videos. Finish Caesar, Quentin Quidgrass, Morning Zero, Cakes Collectibles, Nico Bazzelli, Harley, Cuckoo for Goku Puffs, Hughes Mod Shop, Erogio, Ryan Brandes, Jake Holyfield, and Conbini Boy. Thank you so much to everyone for supporting the channel. I love you all so much. I can't wait for the holiday season, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye bye.